Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Life with Zach. Today, Chief, hello again, Chief, and I are once again at the Seven Bend State Park. And we are actually again on the Golcota Trail, which runs along the North Fork of the Shenandoah River. However, we're in a slightly new spot. We're on the extended portion of the trail that was recently opened maybe a couple months ago. And this is actually really kind of a new area. Before, the only way you could get this far into the park is on Lupton Road. So we're actually really near the border of the park itself. If you see that tree line just ahead of us, just beyond that is the edge. There's some private property right before you get to the Massanutten Mountain there. And today I was going to talk not just about this new trail, but 5 things that I wanted to share about the park, about why I liked it, just as kind of review to really share what I've learned about Seven Bends State Park here in Virginia. So the first thing, before we get into those 5 points, is I just wanted to share again where we are at. So if we spin around here and look to the west, about 2 miles that way is the town of Woodstock, Virginia. If you're coming in off the interstate, it's exit 283, and basically the town of Woodstock is about 5,000 people, and it is kind of the gateway to the Seven Bends State Park. Seven Bends State Park has been open, for a couple years now. They were supposed to have a big official opening last year, but with COVID that didn't happen, but it has been open and welcoming visitors for at least 3 years now, I guess. And basically what you do is you come into the town of Woodstock and you can access the park either off of Lupton Road, which is kind of on the eastern edge of the town, or Hollingsworth Road, which is on the northeastern part of town. So now that we've talked a little bit about where we're at here in the Shenandoah Valley, town of Woodstock, Seven Bends State Park, I want to share those 5 things that I thought were really important that I've learned about the park. So the first reason to come to the park is the Shenandoah River. So Seven Bends is the name of a scenic part of the Shenandoah River that's in this area. It's a really cool area of the North Fork of the Shenandoah River. There's 7 bends in the river that go around here, hence the name. There's a lot more bends than that, but that's just kind of the name they came up with. And this park basically flows along 3 sides of the park, and is really kind of the reason that it's here, to take advantage of the river's recreational opportunities. So floating, kayaking, canoeing, swimming. That is one of the most popular things that happens here, is people are able to float from one entrance of the park to the other, or use their kayak or canoe or whatever they're doing. So there's also a lot of access points to the river, especially down here at the Lupton side. So the 7 bends of the river, the North Fork of the Shenandoah River, is one of the major reasons to come to the park. One of the second really nice things about the park here is the views. So this park really has, I'll say, 3 different distinct parts. So one is at the Hollingsworth entrance. That brings you through kind of this more rural setting into the park. There's some open grasslands and stuff there. They're putting in a new outdoor playground. And over here on the Lupton side, this has traditionally for a long time been a farm area. So you can see behind me here, there's some hay bales. They grow a lot of soybeans over here, corn, depending on the year. And in between the two is, you can kind of see it over there, this wooded area that runs along the Massanutten Mountain. And it's like hiking through the mountains. So there are 3 distinct, beautiful, scenic areas of this park. You can explore all 3 of them. You can explore that more grassy open area at the Hollingsworth side. You can get your fill of farmland over here, and your fill of the mountains, the woods, the trees between the two. The third thing that's really nice about the park are the trails themselves. So as you can see, this Gokata Trail is this really nice stone accessible hiking trail. It's really nice to walk on. It would be good for someone in a wheelchair or somebody else who wants to access it that way. It's really good for walking your dog, hence why Chief loves to come over here. It's good for runners, it's good for mountain bikers. It really is a nice surface to this trail, and there are several trails like that that are really easy, really flat, and really nice to access over here at the Seven Bends State Park. There's also a road, Lupton Road, that is a gravel road that runs through the Lupton side, obviously, to provide access to some of these private homes. That is super flat and super easy to walk on unless you really get into the heart of the park and access other trails relatively easy. However, if you like more difficult hikes, if you like the more traditional trails, then they offer those here too, and that's in that wooded area between the two entrances here. So some of those are on the moderate side. They go up into and connect to the trails on the Massanutten Mountain as part of the George Washington National Forest. And some of them I'll say are rather difficult as you get over from here towards the Hollingsworth side. So there really are hiking trails for everyone over here, no matter what you're doing, running, biking, walking, more traditional hiking, whatever it is, you get to enjoy that. You can also just come over here and gallivanting around in the grasslands and the fields. It really does have something for everybody in terms of how to access the outdoors. Number 4, I'm going to talk about the amenities they have over here at the state park. This is a new park, so there isn't like a visitor center or anything like that you can get into, but I'll say that the Virginia State Park staff have done an excellent job putting up some basic amenities. So there is a restroom at both ends. There is a picnic shelter here at the Lupton side. There are multiple picnic areas with those outdoor grills, picnic tables on both ends. I think there's probably at least 10 at both sides, if not more, that you can come out and hang out with a group, enjoy a cookout. There's 2 really nice, I'm going to call them boat landings, but they're not actually boat landings. They're more like kayak or canoe launch spots, ramps that you can use to put those into the water or to recover those, that allow you to get down to the water relatively easy. There are several spots over here at the Lupton side that's easy to access the river. And just the road and everything to get in here is relatively easy to find. It's relatively easy to navigate. So the amenities here at the park, while it's still new, are actually relatively good. Again, there's no visitor center, but they do have some like info boards and things, so I don't think you'll have a problem finding your way around once you get over here or finding what you're looking for. The 5th thing that I'm going to say that I really like about the park is that it's still in its newer phase. So it is still a park that's ready to be explored, that isn't overwhelmed with people, and that still has a lot of, it's a really, I'm not going to say rustic or rugged or, virgin natural beauty and features, but there really is kind of a newness and a quietness of this park, and an enjoyability that comes with this versus some of the other, while still beautiful, more crowded and busy Virginia state parks. So this really is an opportunity to come somewhere and just get away from people, especially if you're coming during the day or something. Now, if you're here on the weekend and you're trying to go floating, that's when it's going to be busier, okay, and that's the activity that's going to be busier. But if you come during the week to get in the water, if you find a more isolated access spot to get in the water, or if you're even during the weekend coming over here to hike or something, this place is not crowded. So you'll really be able to enjoy it at your own pace, and really without the worries of being around a lot of other people, noise and stuff like that. So again, here are 5 things that I really like about the Seven Bend State Park here in Virginia. Hope you enjoy. Click like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.